Welcome to Linda's TV show. I greet you according to your time zone. If it is your first time of coming across this platform or seeing my face, my name is Linda and you are watching Linda's TV show. If you like what we are doing, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications so that you'll be able to know when we upload a new video. My lovely people, always share these videos, always like and share. Ugo here, we react to all forms of videos, local, internet, especially what is happening in Nigeria and in Biafra land. I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote misleading information, hate speech, violent or instigating war. We are to all forms of videos and we are here to inform, educate, enlighten members of the public about what is happening. Of course, I will always seize every opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this platform that we are using to disseminate this information to the members of the public. YouTube, thank you so much. So,
people, this story right now is one that everybody across Nigeria and even outside the country is watching closely. It's about the trial of NNAMDI Kanu. Yes, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. His case has been dragging for years, and now it's reaching a big turning point. The court has fixed November 4th for a major judgment that could possibly strike out the entire case against him. Please, before we move further, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're following the story closely, because this matter is deep and you need to stay updated every step of the way. Now, the main thing happening right now is that NNAMDI Kanu has asked the court to strike out all the charges the federal government placed on him. He's saying the laws they used to charge him are no longer valid, that those laws have already been repealed and replaced with new ones. He believes it's wrong to continue a case based on a law that doesn't exist anymore. According to him, the charges have no legal foundation. He also said that the court doesn't even have the right to try him for some of the things they are accusing him of, especially the ones they claimed happened outside Nigeria. And guys, let's be real, that's a strong argument. Because in law, you can't prosecute someone under a law that has already been replaced. You also can't charge someone in a Nigerian court for an act that took place in another country unless it's properly validated. So if the judge agrees with him, this whole case might collapse completely. Now, please pause for 1 second, hit that like button and subscribe, because this story is about to take a bigger twist. NNAMDI Kanu didn't just stop there. He also filed a request for his immediate release once the charges are struck out. He believes he should not remain in detention any longer since, in his words, there is no valid law keeping me here. Remember, he has been in custody since 2021 after he was brought back to Nigeria from Kenya. Since then, the case has gone through so many turns, new judges, new motions, new arguments. It's been one of the longest running legal dramas in Nigeria. Now here's where the story gets even more interesting. Recently, NNAMDI Kanu made a big move that shocked everyone. He decided to dismiss his entire legal team and defend himself in court. Can you imagine that? A man facing serious charges saying he wants to stand for himself. When the judge asked him why, he said there's no existing law in Nigeria that supports the charges against him and that he is capable of defending his own case. He also said he doesn't need to call witnesses anymore. Before, he planned to call more than 20 witnesses, even from abroad. But now, he said he'll only rely on written documents to present his defense. That's a bold step, but it's also risky. Because in serious cases like this, representing yourself can be very tricky. The court expects you to understand all the technical legal procedures, how to argue, how to respond, how to interpret the law. But maybe he feels no one can defend him better than himself. Maybe he feels his lawyers are not saying things the way he wants. Or maybe he believes the law is clearly on his side this time. Whatever his reason, it's a decision that caught everybody's attention. Now guys, if you're following me, you can already see that November 4th is a very important day. It's the day the chief judge will give a ruling on whether to strike out the case or allow it to continue. If the judge agrees with NNAMDI KANU, the charges could be dropped and he might walk out of that courtroom a free man. But if the judge says no, the trial will continue and the tension will rise even higher. So please take a moment, like this video and subscribe, because we'll be following what happens that day step by step. Let's take a quick look back at how we even got to this point. NNAMDI KANU was first arrested in 2015. The government accused him of treason, spreading false information, and leading a banned organization. He was granted bail later, but after that there was a military raid on his home and he disappeared. For years, nobody saw him in Nigeria until 2021, when news broke that he was arrested in Kenya and brought back to Nigeria. That's when the second phase of the trial started. Since then, it's been a back and forth battle between him and the federal government. Over the years, different judges have handled his case, and at some point, the trial was even delayed because of appeals and new filings. The current judge, Justice James Omotosho, is the fourth person to preside over this matter. That alone shows how complicated the case has become. Every time the court is about to reach a decision, something new comes up. But now, with this new motion, the judge has a clear task to decide if this case should continue or end completely. If the case is struck out, it would be a big legal victory for KANU and a huge moment for his supporters. But if it continues, it will mean the court believes the charges still stand. Either way, Nigeria will be watching closely, because this case is not just about one man, it's about the law, justice, and even politics. And let's not pretend. The political side of this issue is huge. NNAMDI KANU is seen as a symbol by many in the Southeast, and his followers are passionate. Any decision by the court will trigger a strong reaction, both from his supporters and from people on the other side. And if we talk about how this affects the country, it's clear that the outcome will have ripple effects. It will affect how people view the judiciary. It will affect how the government handles sensitive cases, and it might even affect peace in certain regions. So, the judge's decision on November 4th is more than just a legal ruling. It's a decision that could influence national stability. Let's pause again. Please like this video and subscribe right now, because we are not even done yet. This story is deep and you don't want to miss what comes next. Now, one more interesting angle. While waiting for judgment, many Nigerians have been debating whether it was smart for KANU to defend himself. Some say it's bravery, others say it's risky. When someone represents themselves, they carry the full weight of the law alone. No legal backup, no expert interpretation, just your own words and understanding. But in KANU's mind, maybe he believes the facts are clear and the Constitution is on his side. And to be fair, the Constitution does say you cannot prosecute someone under a law that doesn't exist. That's part of what he's relying on. He's saying that the acts the prosecution referred to are covered under laws that have been repealed, meaning replaced by newer ones, and therefore the case has no foundation. He also says that since the alleged offenses happened partly in Kenya, Nigeria's court has no power to judge him for that. These are big points that can make or break a case. Now, let's imagine what could happen on the 4th of November. If the judge strikes out the case, it will create massive celebration among his supporters. But it could also cause new reactions from the government side, maybe an appeal or a fresh set of charges. On the other hand, if the case continues, then we'll likely see more arguments, more motions, and maybe new evidence. Whichever way it goes, the atmosphere will be tense. And my people, this is why it's important to follow the story calmly. No matter your opinion, the court must do its job without pressure. This is a time for patience and for everyone to allow the law to take its course. Because in the end, justice is what everyone wants. Fair, clear, and constitutional justice. So right now, all eyes are on the Federal High Court in Abuja. The judgment on the 4th of November will determine the next chapter in this long-running story. And you know what? We will be here to talk about it as soon as it happens.
So again, don't forget, like this video and subscribe right now so you don't miss our next update. Now,
when you look at this whole case carefully, it's not just about Nnamdi Kanu alone. It's also about how Nigeria handles justice, power, and fairness. Many people see this trial as a mirror of how the legal system works in the country. Some say the government is being too hard on him. Others believe the law is simply doing its job. But whichever side you stand on, the truth is this trial has shaped a lot of conversations about equality before the law and freedom of expression. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because these kinds of stories need real understanding, not rumors. Over the years, Nigerians have seen many cases that drag on for long, cases that test how patient people can be with the justice system. And Kanu's case has been one of the biggest. It's been 8 long years of back and forth, new charges, new lawyers, new rulings. And still, it's not over. People are tired of waiting. They want closure. That's why this judgment is such a big deal. For many, it's not just about Kanu being guilty or innocent. It's about the system finally taking a stand. And honestly, you can't blame the people for paying attention. The Kanu issue has affected not just politics, but also everyday life in some parts of the country. In the Southeast especially, every time there's news about him, you can feel the tension. Some people even stay indoors whenever he's in court because they are afraid something could happen. That shows how deep this matter runs. It's not just a court issue, it's something that touches emotion, identity, and history. Now let's talk about something else connected to this. The question of unity.
Nigeria is a big and diverse country with different languages, cultures, and beliefs. The IPOB movement that Kanu leads came from a feeling among many people in the Southeast that they are not being treated fairly. Whether or not you agree with IPOB's methods, it's clear that their voice represents frustration. Many of them believe that justice, development, and representation are not balanced. And that's why Kanu's trial isn't just seen as one man's battle. It's seen as a symbol of how the system treats an entire region. Now imagine what would happen if the case is dismissed on November 4th. For his followers, it would be a moment of joy. They would say justice has finally been done. But for others, it might raise new questions. What next? Will IPOB push harder for independence? Will the government appeal and keep the matter going?
Will peace return to the Southeast? These are the questions people are asking quietly, even though nobody has the answers yet. But if the judge decides not to strike out the case, then we'll see another wave of reactions. Kanu will have to face more court sessions, the government will continue to argue its side, and the supporters will keep protesting. Either way, it will be a big day for Nigeria. A day that will either calm this storm or raise new debates. Let's take a second, my people. If you've been following this gist, please like this video right now and subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring you real-time updates with truth and calm explanation. No noise, no bias, just facts and clarity. Now, something very important to understand here is that this case also tests how much people trust the judiciary. You see,
when ordinary Nigerians see a high-profile case like this drag for years, they start losing faith in the system. They begin to feel that justice depends on who you are or what power you have. But if this judge handles the case fairly and gives a clear, well-reasoned decision, it can restore some of that trust. People will see that even in sensitive matters, the law still works. That's why the whole world is watching this trial closely. Even international observers are paying attention because it speaks to how Nigeria respects human rights and due process. Another point to talk about is Kanu's choice to represent himself. Some people call it courage, others call it pride. But one thing is sure, it's rare. Not many people facing serious charges would stand up in court alone. But maybe Kanu feels that this is his destiny moment and that he must fight it himself. There's a message in that. Sometimes when people believe in their cause deeply, they're ready to take bold steps that others won't. Whether it works for him or not, it will definitely be part of his story forever. And when you think about it, this moment, this trial, might define how history remembers him. If he wins, he'll be seen as the man who stood firm against a powerful system and won through the law. If he loses, then it becomes a different kind of story, one of struggle, sacrifice, and consequences. But either way, history is being written right before our eyes. Now, let's look at what might happen next after the 4th of November, no matter what the judgment says. If the case is struck out, Kanu might be released, but the government could still try to refile new charges. If that happens, it will start another long legal battle. If the case continues, then we'll likely see more hearings, maybe new motions, maybe new witnesses. So even though the 4th of November feels like a final date, it might just be the beginning of another phase. You know, one thing Nigerians always say is that the wheels of justice turn slowly. And this case is a perfect example. But even though it's been slow, it's also teaching us something important. That every big issue in a country must eventually pass through the test of law. Because in a true democracy, no matter how strong the emotion is, the court remains the final ground for fairness. That's why we must all be patient and let the court finish its work. Please, if you haven't done it yet, like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow and reach more people who need real,
clear news, not rumors or confusion. Now, I want you to think about this. If this case ends with Kanu being freed, what message will that send to Nigerians? Some will say it means the system still works. Others might think it shows weakness. But if it continues, people might feel the government just wants to keep proving a point. In the end, it all depends on what evidence and legal foundation exist in that courtroom. And that's why we must all wait for the judge's final words, because whatever he says will make history. This story touches many layers: law, politics, emotion, history, and that's why it's so powerful. Every time Kanu appears in court, the media, her supporters, and even international groups all pay attention. It's not just a local issue anymore, and as the day approaches, tension will grow. But we must all remember peace first. No matter the outcome, Nigeria still needs unity, dialogue, and understanding. Because at the end of the day, no matter where you stand, we are all part of one country. And the truth is, justice should not divide us. It should guide us.
Take some time out to give us a quick update. The last few days have been pretty intense. A whole lot is happening and things are happening in very quick successions. And I thought that it was important that I brought you guys up to speed on where things stand from where I am. All right. First of all, a lot of you who are on X, formerly Twitter, would know that we have been on this campaign to stop the ongoing genocide of Christians in Nigeria, which the regime in power in Nigeria continues to deny, and all their affiliates and people close to them continue to deny, until it is now difficult for them to deny it. Because when something is evident, staring you in the face, it is just foolishness to continue to deny it, you know. But this is what we've gone through in the last few weeks. It got to a point where even all the people who joined us in the campaign backed off, either for fear of what could happen to them or for the fact that they thought this is never going to get anywhere. And so many of them backed off. It's just been me and maybe Mike Arnold. That divine rebuke that he gave to the agent of the government who brought him and his partner to Nigeria to come and change the narrative from what really is to what isn't, to come and tell a lie, okay, over the dead bodies of innocent Christians. And God used him to immediately rebuke them. It was like a stunning rebuke from heaven. So it's just been me and him and a few people talking about this thing, you know, pushing. But a lot of people couldn't understand why I was so confident as I made my posts on X and maybe Facebook occasionally. And I was so confident that something was going to happen. It's going to probably be a story for another day. I'm not going to go into that. But the truth of the matter is that all of you are now witnesses to what happened yesterday when the amazing President Trump, the one and only, just designated Nigeria, which is what we've been crying for. And just for a little bit of background, this is not the first time that Nigeria has been designated. Nigeria has been designated before. It was designated in 2020. Before Nigeria was designated, the killing in northern part of Nigeria, in the middle belt of Nigeria, in 2019 was already at a genocidal level. So America was already alerted at the level of genocidal elimination of Christians in Nigeria, to the point that even Yemi Osinbajo, the then vice president of Nigeria, was invited to the White House. And when he got over there to the White House to meet with Pence, Osinbajo basically told them clearly that, look, it wasn't anything like Christian genocide, that it was just from a herd crisis, and I have evidence of this. I put it in my last video. But thank God for some of the guys that I'm affiliated with at that time in the US were able to bring evidence and bring human beings to come and testify. And after checking and seeing all the evidence in front of them, the US government under President Trump at the time decided I wasn't going to talk to the Nigerian government anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and designate this nation. And he did it. So this is not the first time that Nigeria was being designated. That had happened before. But of course, most of you who have seen my video know what happened, that when President Biden came to power, he was sworn in, I think, January 20 on the 2021. And by November of the same year, 2021, Biden had moved immediately to remove the designation, because when a nation is designated, it simply means that the US now is going to stop having that kind of a security cooperation that they have with you, because it's the key weapon supplier to Nigeria. So most of the weapons the Nigerian military use, the US supplies it. You get what I'm saying? So now all that is going to stop. Embargo is going to be placed on Nigeria. They are going to begin to now look into all the weapons we are giving to you. Where are they going? Do some of them get into the hands of the terrorists? Where are the people involved in this sponsorship of Boko Haram and stuff like that? Who are they? They have intelligence to be able to tell them who these guys are. And now they're going to begin to sanction them, not just on them as individuals, but on their businesses, on their affiliations, on their partnerships, on everything that has to do with them. Literally cripple them. And then the next phase is that it gives the US the opportunity to even step in if the government that is designated is not taking any action. That the US can then step in physically with boots on ground to help protect Christians who are being persecuted on account of their faith. This is what was planned in 2020. And the moment the designation was announced, Boko Haram immediately slowed down. We couldn't hear about Boko Haram again for like weeks, if not months. And we were hoping that President Trump was going to come back so that after he had returned for his second term, then all the other phases of the executive order will begin to take effect. Unfortunately, he didn't come back. But Biden came to power and went and removed it. Removing it simply means that Nigeria is clean, that there is no religious persecution anywhere of Christians in Nigeria, that there is no Christian genocide going on. When they asked Tony Blinken, he just said there was nothing going on there, nothing to see there. There was just some type of farmer-herder crisis caused by climate change. The terrorists then went haywire. They went ballistic. They began to take territories that belonged to Christians like at lightning speed. In 1 week, several towns, villages could be taken and many people killed. And those Christians who own those villages then end up in IDP camps that the government never admits are even in existence. And as soon as they take these towns, these killers return to rename them after their own religion. Rename the towns and make it their own. Let me show you or tell you how God has speedily begun to answer our prayers, regardless of the silence of those who we looked up to as the fathers of faith, as the watchmen. If there's anyone watching me now who can explain to me the silence of the top church leaders in Nigeria, the silence of the bishops and the papagios and the magios and the senior pastors and the prophets and prophetesses, if you can explain their silence, even up until the point that God has answered our prayers, if you can explain it to me, I will be the happiest man on earth. But just so you know, regardless of their silence, diabolic silence, look what God has done. Just yesterday, amidst all the threats and gaslighting and propaganda from the regime, because remember that before Trump responded yesterday, these guys have still not been able to even accept that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria, attacking anyone who spoke up. Denial, denial, denial. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. Not a single acceptance of responsibility. Not a single, here is what we are going to do to make sure that this is stopped. Not a single reassurance from any quarter. Just denial and attack anybody who wants to speak otherwise. This is what has been happening. Even when I made a video and gave them a sample of what they should have done, none of that was done. They just attacked and attacked and attacked. When you ask them, they say, Muslims get killed too. And then I go like, okay, if Muslims get killed too, so we should then relax, go to bed and sleep, and then that's it, no more campaign. We went from Muslims get killed too to, oh, more Muslims even get killed. So, okay, so after that, what do we do then? Keep quiet? So, more Muslims who get killed don't deserve saving? The killing doesn't need to stop? The killing should go on because more Muslims get killed? You see, these are people with zero cognitive abilities. You can literally not win on any argument with them. This is what led to what we saw yesterday. Everyone has had enough. America has had enough. We had our enough a long time ago, but grace kept us going. And so President Trump decided, you know what? I'm just going to be Trump. This is who he's always been. This is the same Donald Trump they told you, oh, forget about that man. He's a businessman. Forget that guy. He doesn't even love you Africans. But we know what's up. I knew God was up to something when in 2016 he woke me up and said, you see that man? You got to fight for him. I'd never fought for any politician before then. And I have followed Trump. I followed this man when it was a taboo to mention his name anywhere on the continent of Africa. To even post about him. People couldn't even repost posts I made about him on Facebook in 2016. I did not care. Ask anybody. I here, I'm not posting, but I here, humble me, single-handedly sold President Donald J. Trump to Africans. God used me. It wasn't my own power. I sold that man to Africans. Today, look at the benefits. People have told me all kinds of stuff. I had even received death threats. People you don't believe me, right? There were times, go to people who may watch this on YouTube will understand what I'm talking about. There were times, those days, that I was receiving death threats for even promoting Trump the way I was. I am the one who set up Africans for Trump International, that ended up working with Black Voices for Trump to win diaspora African votes for President Trump. I did that. I was at war with CNN because CNN was on a mission to unload lies upon lies upon lies on Africans about Trump, to let them know he's a racist, he's this, he's that. Every day I was countering their lies through my YouTube channel. And people were like, this guy, you are stupid, you don't know anything, this man is a racist. Then look at it today. Even when your own Christian papas and mamas and bishops cannot stand up and speak for you, it is the same Donald Trump that is standing up for you, saying the Islamist inspired genocide against Christians must stop now. And you think what I read you is the only thing he has said. Less than 24 hours after he said that, look what he just said now. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. Guns are blazing. Guns are blazing. You better take note of that. To completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities, I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning: the Nigerian government better move fast. You know, God is really a good God. It is the same racist guy, Donald Trump, who stood up, who is standing firm, ready to move in militarily. Do you know what has happened to Christians in Nigeria between 2009 and this year? Do you know how many? More than 125,000 killed. And Al Jazeera is busy telling people that it's a claim, vague claim, that Donald Trump is making vague claims. Al Jazeera was the one that told Bill Maher that no, there are no Christian genocides in Nigeria. The same Al Jazeera that's been crying about Palestinian genocide all day, wanting the whole world to come and sympathize with them. CNN then hosted the Minister for Information, lying through his teeth. Oh, there's peace, cool, peaceful coexistence between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria. There is no such thing as Christian genocide. But you see the video of the pastor taking you through the list, the names, where they have buried 500 in one day, built a monument, and the names are there. And we see it daily. 2025 is not over yet, and over 7,000 is already killed. Where are your pastors? Where are all those people we look up to? It is the same racist Trump. The moral lesson in all this is always find the truth for yourself. Always find out the facts on your own. In those days when they told me that Trump was a racist, I said, I am going to research it myself. I found out that Liberians who were stuck in America for so many years throughout the first and second term of President Obama, who never got any pathway to citizenship, that it was this same President Trump who came and gave them pathway to citizenship. This same President Trump welcomed people who escaped Boko Haram attacks in northern Nigeria in the White House. Even his family decided to help sponsor some of the kids that came out from that whole Chibok situation. This same President Trump went to Biya of Cameroon and said, America will withdraw aid from you if you don't stop killing all these people from southern Cameroon. We saw a video where you were shooting, your soldiers were shooting a mother and a child. It is the same man who went to South Sudan and said, if you guys don't stop this fight, America will mess you up. And they were commanded to make peace by force. If not, Southern Sudan would have been like the Northern Sudan now that is become an eyesore. This same man that they told you does not like black people, does not like Africans. May God bless him now and forever.
Donald J. Trump made on his social media handle, presently known as X. Now, Nigeria has been running helter-skelter and, trying to, manipulate their wars and all of that. And I've seen a lot of Nigerian medias, including bloggers, talking rubbish about that post, saying, oh, Donald J. Trump has a special interest in Nigeria. Oh, Trump has this, he has that. Oh, Trump speaking up now, go and check other places that America has claimed that they want to help. You see, all of you people, all of you are all betrayers. All of you are all betrayers. I saw very dark man talking, oh, Trump did this, but look at Tinubu, look at the criminal, what is he called? The former president of Nigeria, Buhari. Oh, Buhari went to ASOROCK. Oh, Tinubu has not been able to go to ASOROCK because there's no agreement and all of that. So, what that entails is that the killings, the unaliving of Christians in Nigeria is okay. Because Trump has spoken now, he has special interest. You see, I don't know what is wrong with Nigeria. I don't know what is wrong with you Africans. People that you needed help. And now the help has tweeted and said, okay, I'm giving you so time. Including this animal called Gege. All of them are on social media attacking US president. Oh boy, that oil and gas, that mineral resources is in Biafran soil. Is in the southeast. If they want to take it to save life, let Donald Trump come and take it. This is the same mineral resources that Nigeria gave to Finland. Alexander Stubb sold Prime Minister Simon Ekpa out. Did they not tell you people that? They didn't tell you people that. They ain't going to tell you people that. Why? Because it is for political gain. And I see you, very dark man, try to analyze evil. You have been the one calling out on this injustice happening in Nigeria. And today you have turned around. Talking, oh, why should Donald Trump do this? Oh, Donald Trump has interest. Let it be about interest. But let us have peace in Africa, most especially in that contraction called Nigeria. Let there be peace. Christians have been unalive day and night. And today the clergymen from the north are now saying that it is not only Christians that they are unaliving, that they are unaliving the Muslim too. Who are the people unaliving the Muslim? I just laugh when I see all of you making noise on social media. If most of you were not paid to come and do what you are doing, why are you stopping the government of America to come and help us in this insecurity, insurgents happening everywhere in the whole Nigeria? Why are you people against it? If you people are not evil, many people have gone. Terrorists and bandits as unalived so many people in the southeast. We have been calling on Donald Trump to come and help us. And now the man has spoken and all of you are against it. Can you see that you people don't know what you want? Can you see that all of you are a bunch of betrayers? Can you see that? I'm seeing a lot of people tweeting, people that don't even tweet before. I'm seeing a lot of people going on social media, people that don't even come on social media. Some people have gone to open social media accounts, even X accounts today, because of what Donald Trump said. What are they going to do to Nigeria to give you people, soft landing? Christians have been unalived, and new people are coming. Look at Gumi threatening America. Look at Asare de Kubo threatening America, and you people cannot say a word. But Trump is, oh, now Gumi knows that Nigeria is a sovereign nation, is it? And the same Gumi go to negotiate with bandits in the forest and come to tell the government that, oh, these people need this, they need that, and government will not say anything about it. Now that same Gumi is threatening America. So, Gumi, the same way you are threatening America, telling America that Nigeria is a sovereign state, the same way you should tell Tinubu, the drug lord, that Biafra is now a sovereign nation, that he should remove all his terrorist army, police, all of them from our soil. We're not going to warn you people again. I see all of you writing rubbish everywhere. I said this times, I keep saying this. If Tinubu is not corrected, another person will come and do worse than Tinubu. Nobody will speak about it. Look at the way they are unaliving Christians, left, right, and center. All you people will come to social media to do is America has interest. Is it that oil? America. NNAMDI KANU has promised you people he's going to give you for free. Come and take it, but let us save life. Donald Trump, if it's the oil, because of the oil that you people are speaking now, come and take it. After all, they gave Finland our oil, our mineral resources to jail Simon Ekpa and tagging the terrorists. That's what they did. That is what they did. That is what they did. Maybe most of you don't know. Donald Trump, the drug lord Tinubu went into bilateral agreement with Finland to build some kind of mass electricity production in Lagos State, so that they would take Prime Minister away. And money was paid to Finland, and then mineral resources was negotiated. So, Donald Trump, if that is only what you are looking for in Nigeria, most especially in Biafra land, to make Biafra a peaceful nation, please come and have it. We don't need it for anything. After all, the people that have been stealing it, they've not done anything with it to better our lives. So why are we saying you should not come and take it for free? NNAMDI Kanu said it. If it's the oil, come and take. All we want is total freedom. Freedom is what we want. We don't need the products. We don't need the oil. That is all we want. All of you are a bunch of criminals, bunch of thieves, bunch of betrayers. That is what all of you are. Now somebody stepped up because with all the unaliving in Nigeria, somebody stepped up and said, I will take decisive actions. Nigeria is now a country of concern. You went blazing on social media. Shameless people. Shameless people. Somebody go to talk saying get sense. Saying get sense. Yeah, it is now that you know you are going to analyze Donald Trump coming to Nigeria to help Nigeria. Are you not an hypocrite? You're analyzing. And people are clapping for you. Hi, in this OG. People are clapping. People are clapping for you. It's all right. Please, my brothers and sisters, this is a welcome development. They can run helter-skelter how much they want. They can do anything. But you see, Donald Trump, if it's that mineral resources in Biafra land, after all, the North said their gold is for them, you know. Sorry, excuse me. I think after all, the North said the gold is for them. Why the oil in Biafra land is for the whole Nigeria? That is what he said. That is what he said. So, Donald Trump, if that is what you want in our land, come and take it. But save lives. Give us our freedom. Please. That's all we want from you. Thank you so much, the United States of America, for stepping in to destroy this criminal entity in Nigeria called the drug lord Tinubu. And may God bless you from here.
Hello, my wonderful people. As you have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.